Welcome to our spine-chilling journey through New Zealand's most haunted fortifications. From abandoned military sites to eerie coastal batteries, these 10 fortresses hold dark secrets and ghostly legends that have stood the test of time. Join us as we uncover the spirits that refuse to leave and the mysteries that still haunt these historic locations. 1. Fort Takapuna, Auckland. Fort Takapuna in Auckland stands solemn and brooding atop the cliffs, a relic from the days when New Zealand feared invasion. As you step closer, an eerie silence envelops you, broken only by the whisper of the ocean below. This old military fort, built in the late 19th century, is said to house the restless spirits of soldiers long past, bound to the site by duty or by something far darker. Visitors often report a chilling feeling of being watched, a shadow slipping just out of sight as if someone is following, observing, from the darkened bunkers and overgrown trenches. And then, there are the footsteps, steady, heavy, like a soldier pacing, yet no one is ever there. Some say it's the ghost of a lone sentry still patrolling his post. Others claim that on stormy nights they hear faint echoes of marching boots and the distant shouts of commands. The air around Fort Takapuna is thick with an unexplainable heaviness, a lingering sadness that clings to every stone. As you wander through its abandoned hallways, it feels as if time has paused, trapping the fort's ghosts within its cold walls. This place is no ordinary ruin. Fort Takapuna is a haunted monument to a past that refuses to rest. 2nd Fort Balance, Wellington. Perched on the rugged hills overlooking Wellington Harbor, Fort Balance looms like a sentinel of the past, shrouded in shadows and stories that defy time. Built in the late 1800s, it once served as New Zealand's first line of defense against foreign threats. Today it's abandoned, but something within those decaying walls has refused to leave. Visitors who dare to explore Fort Balance report an unsettling presence. Cold drafts slip through the empty gun pits and whispers echo faintly, as if voices from the past linger in the damp air. Some describe hearing frantic footsteps down narrow corridors, as though soldiers are still scrambling to defend the fort. Others have seen a shadowy figure pacing silently along the walls, vanishing around corners only to reappear just out of reach, watching from the darkness. The air feels thick, almost oppressive, heavy with memories of those who served and perhaps died within these walls. Fort Balance is not simply abandoned, it's a haunted relic, a place where the past continues to stir, refusing to fade into history. 3rd, Stony Batter, Waiheke Island. Hidden beneath the tranquil hills of Waiheke Island, Stony Batter is a labyrinth of dark tunnels and silent gun emplacements, a fortress cloaked in mystery. Built during World War II, this site was meant to protect New Zealand from a possible invasion. But over the years, Stony Batter has gathered tales of its own, tales of eerie encounters that chill even the bravest of visitors. As you wander through its narrow, echoing tunnels, it feels as though you're not alone. Shadows stretch along the damp stone walls, flickering in the dim light, and there's a suffocating silence broken only by the distant dripping of water. Some visitors claim to hear low whispers, voices that murmur just beyond understanding. Others report seeing the figure of a man, dressed in a soldier's uniform, moving slowly through the corridors as if still on patrol. Many believe that the spirits of those who once prepared to defend these shores remain bound to the tunnels, lost in the darkness. Stony Batter is a place frozen in time, haunted by the memories, and perhaps the souls, of those who once called it home. 4. Fort Dorset, Wellington. Standing guard over the windswept coast of Wellington, Fort Dorset is a forsaken relic of wartime, now weathered and hollow, but far from empty. Constructed in the early 20th century, this fort once held soldiers ready to defend New Zealand's shores. Now, the long-abandoned bunkers and hidden rooms harbor secrets that few dare to uncover. Those who venture here speak of a thick, unnatural chill that seeps into their bones, accompanied by a heavy silence that feels alive, listening. Shadows linger in the empty corridors, and faint footsteps echo through the deserted halls, as if someone is following just out of sight. On dark, stormy nights, locals report seeing the flicker of lights within the fort's windows, lights that disappear when anyone tries to get closer. Some say the spirit of a soldier roams Fort Dorset, forever on watch, unwilling to abandon his post. Others believe the fort is a portal, a place where past and present blur, and where those who once stood guard remain trapped in their endless vigil. 5. North Head Fortifications, Auckland. Atop North Head in Auckland, the fortifications lie hidden beneath layers of rock, grass, and mystery. Constructed in the late 1800s, these tunnels and gun batteries were meant to safeguard New Zealand from unseen threats. But over time, North Head has developed a sinister reputation, with tales of ghostly encounters that refuse to be silenced. Visitors describe the air as unnaturally cold, even on warm days, as they enter the dark, winding tunnels. There are whispers, soft, distant, and unintelligible, that seem to come from the walls themselves. Flickering lights appear in the pitch-black passageways, only to vanish when followed. Some have seen shadowy figures standing silently at the end of long corridors, then disappearing without a trace. Locals believe the spirits of soldiers are bound to this place, never having left their posts. Others suspect the fort hides secrets buried even deeper than its tunnels. Whatever haunts North Head, it waits silently in the shadows, a chilling reminder that some battles are never truly over. 6. Motu, Sums Island Fortifications, Wellington. Motu, Sums Island, once a place of isolation, now stands as a haunting reminder of New Zealand's turbulent past. Its fortifications, built in the 19th century, were designed to protect the harbor, but today the island is more known for the restless spirits that linger in its shadows. The abandoned military structures, overgrown with creeping vines, hold secrets that many wish to forget. As you walk the island's deserted paths, the stillness is almost suffocating. Cold gusts sweep through the dilapidated bunkers, and the faint sound of footsteps can be heard echoing from the narrow tunnels, though no one is ever seen. Visitors often report a deep sense of unease, as if unseen eyes are watching from the surrounding trees. At night, strange lights flicker near the old guard posts, vanishing before anyone can approach. Some say the souls of soldiers who once watched over the island are trapped here, eternally guarding the shores. Others believe the island's dark history, marked by its use as a quarantine station, holds darker spirits, those who never left. Motu, Sums Island is a place where history and hauntings collide, a chilling reminder that some islands are never truly empty. 7th, Godley Head Coastal Defense Battery, Christchurch. Perched high above the rugged cliffs of Christchurch, the Godley Head Coastal Defense Battery casts an ominous shadow over the sea below. Built during World War II to defend New Zealand from naval attacks, the battery is now abandoned, yet the ghosts of its past refuse to depart. The crumbling concrete structures, once filled with soldiers on high alert, are now haunted by those who never left. Visitors to Godley Head often report an unnerving sensation, a constant feeling of being watched. The wind howls through the empty gun emplacements, carrying with it the faint echo of marching boots and the distant clang of metal. Some have seen flickering lights in the abandoned barracks, while others hear soft whispers coming from the darkened corners of the old gun pits. The battery's haunted reputation grows with every story of ghostly figures, soldiers in uniform, their faces lost in the fog, standing at attention, staring out to sea. It's said they are waiting, still guarding the shore, their duty unfulfilled. Godley Head is a place where the past lingers in the air, heavy and unrelenting, as the spirits of forgotten soldiers continue their endless watch. 8. Battery Point, Wellington. At the edge of Wellington's rocky coastline, Battery Point stands as a silent sentinel, its history as a military stronghold long forgotten. Once a key defensive site in the 19th century, the area is now a quiet, almost desolate place, but it's far from empty. Locals whisper of strange occurrences and ghostly encounters that still haunt this forsaken corner of the city. As you walk along the crumbling paths, the air grows unnervingly cold, and the silence is broken only by the distant crash of waves below. Many who visit speak of hearing footsteps behind them, though no one is ever seen. Some claim to have glimpsed shadowy figures, dressed in military uniforms, walking along the old battery walls, their faces obscured by time. There are stories of mysterious lights flickering in the night, vanishing the moment anyone approaches. Battery Point is not just a place of historical interest. It is a place where the past refuses to stay buried. The souls of those who once stood watch here seem trapped, forever guarding a shore that no longer needs defending. The eerie silence of Battery Point serves as a reminder that some duties and some spirits never rest. 9. Fort Bastion, Auckland. Tucked away in the hills of Auckland, Fort Bastion stands as a silent sentinel, its weathered walls concealing secrets buried deep in the past. Built in the mid-1800s, this military fortification once stood guard over the city. But today, it is known more for the eerie happenings that unfold within its crumbling walls. The air around Fort Bastion feels unnaturally still, and those who venture near often report a chilling drop in temperature, as if the past refuses to let go. The old stone walls seem to whisper, carrying the restless energy of soldiers who once defended the fort. Visitors speak of hearing footsteps echoing through the empty rooms, footsteps that belong to no living soul. At night, the fort takes on a more sinister appearance. Flickering lights are seen through the cracks in the walls, and shadowy figures are said to appear, standing motionless in the dark, watching anyone who dares to step inside. Some claim to feel the presence of these spirits, as if they are not alone, with eyes on them from every corner. Fort Bastion remains a place where the past refuses to die, its haunted legacy enduring through the years, waiting for those brave enough to uncover its chilling secrets. Our 10th, Cameron Blockhouse, Wanganui. Tucked away on the edge of Wanganui, the Cameron Blockhouse stands as a stark reminder of New Zealand's colonial past, a structure built during the New Zealand Wars in the 1800s. Today it is abandoned, yet it holds a chilling presence that draws those who seek the eerie remnants of its dark history. As you approach the weathered walls of the blockhouse, an unsettling silence surrounds you, thick and suffocating. The air grows heavy, as if burdened by the many years of conflict and sorrow that unfolded here. Inside, the atmosphere is thick with an uncanny energy, as if the walls themselves are holding on to the memories of the past. Visitors have reported feeling a strange pressure on their chests, like an unseen force is watching, waiting. Whispers have been heard in the dead of night, voices that seem to come from nowhere, murmuring the stories of soldiers who died in battle, their spirits forever bound to the blockhouse. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures standing in the windows, their forms fading as quickly as they appear. Cameron Blockhouse isn't just a forgotten building. It is a place where the dead still linger, restless and unwilling to depart. These haunted fortifications of New Zealand are more than just relics of the past. They are gateways to restless spirits and untold stories. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, one thing is certain: these places will leave you with a lingering sense of unease. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more chilling tales from the world's most haunted locations.